Hello out there in Zoom land, wherever you happen to be listening to us from or watching us, actually. So this is KeeKee Cornelious, your digital nomads talk hostess. And I'm here today with Leslie Horn Trosset, a content marketing strategist. So I'm talking to Leslie today because she's pretty much on the same, she's where I was maybe 3 years ago when my daughter was getting ready to graduate. And I was trying to figure out, okay, what's the next phase in my life? I'm about to be an empty nester. I have a business that I can literally run from anywhere. How do I want to make this fun? So I'm talking to Leslie because I didn't get to talk to people who were in this same, okay, that's a lie. I talked to people when I was getting ready to do this, but what I heard the most was, don't do it. Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. Be safe. Sometimes go get a job. Just go get a job. So I'm excited to talk to Leslie to see what she's going through, how she's feeling. And hopefully what Leslie talks about today will help someone else out there in Zoom land figure out, okay, we can really do this, become digital nomads. And yes, there are things that may be in the road, or there are things on the road that may prevent us from doing it now, but that doesn't mean you can't do it later. So I'm with Leslie because I want to hear her. I want to hear her talk. So Leslie, tell me or the listeners more about you.
Okay, well, thanks for having me on. I love being able to talk about this because it's been something that's swirling around in my head for years, but I've never really vocalized it before. So thanks for giving me the opportunity, KeeKee.
Wow, awesome.
I have a feeling already, I don't even know what we're going to be exactly talking about, but just even being on the subject matter, I know it's just going to expand my thinking.
Yay.
So I've been in business for 17 years and have been an SEO specialist, which is search engine optimization and web design. And recently I've refocused my business into content marketing. So I provide content marketing strategies for clients who are looking to improve their online presence and really become leaders in their field. And content is the fuel that helps them achieve that. And it aligns with their personality and what they feel comfortable with, and how do I help them overcome their fears of social media? What if they prefer to write over, creating video, or maybe they're an audio person, whatever it is, I work with them to help achieve their goals.
Awesome. So you have a business that can be run from anywhere. Right?
Yes.
So the first question I want to talk to you about is, what made you start even thinking about becoming a digital nomad?
Yeah, good question. I have 4 children, and so just to back up a little bit, I've worked, I've been in business for 17 years, but I've worked out of my home for almost 16 of those years. And it was just recently where I opened up shop I live in Albany, New York, and so I have an office downtown. But what's been nice about my business is that wherever my computer is, I can work, right? So I have clients around the country that I've never even met before. So I love the fact, because I'm a mother of 4 children, that I had that flexibility to open and close my computer and work whenever I could based on their schedules.
Awesome.
And so now I'm at the phase where I have 2 children in college, and I have a junior in high school, and I have an 8th grader. And I think to myself, okay, well, what does the next 10 years look like for me? Or the next, 5 years where my son is going to be graduating from high school? What's my next move? And I live in, upstate New York, where right now I'm looking at several inches of snow outside, and it's about 40 degrees, which is warm for February. And I think I want to be a snowbird. How do I do that and keep my business? And is it even possible? Oh my God, it's crazy to think that way. And, that's for people who are in their 80s or 70s. And, so I would love to just kind of learn from you as to how do I become, like, what are the first steps? What do I, I'm like, there's so many, how am I going to do this things that I get a little overwhelmed.
Oh yeah. It can be, it really can be overwhelming. Well, let me see. Well, the first part I thought about was, the fact that you want to go different places and you want to be in different places. You already know how to run your business. You
Yeah.
already know. So the biggest thing for you is just figuring out where you want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then where are you going to run your business from? You're still going to do you're still going to be connect mostly on social media, digitally. And that's like something cool that I know you got coming up soon.
Yeah.
Talking about social media. And then, for me, it was getting rid of a lot of fear. And not all of it, because to me, a little bit of fear keeps you on your toes, keeps you grounded, and it makes it to me, it helps me, it actually fuels my fire. And the more change I have in my life, the better. I'm like energized by change. So from early on for me, I always thought I wanted to be like a bird. I should have been like a bird or a fish.
Oh, wow.
In life, because they can go anywhere. You never know where they're going to end up at. Some of them
interesting.
Right? I always thought like a bird or a fish. So then I got to thinking, well, how do you live like a bird or a fish? Well, I can fly in a plane, and Leslie, I just had a revelation. Okay, so I live on a boat.
Yes.
So we go sailing, and we go, like last year we went to Catalina Island. I got to start remembering what I think. But yeah, see, because it's so flexible, and I love, one of my core values is freedom. So anything that I can add to my life or remove that gives me more freedom, I'm all in. And for me, the freedom comes in traveling, and it comes in getting to know new people. Now, am I afraid to go and spend a whole month in Mexico next month? Yes.
So what I'm hearing already is that you aren't, like at the beginning you said, I have to decide where I'm going to go, but you're changing it all the time. I think the whole point is that we can be wherever we want to be. I could change my mind, right? You're saying
you can change your mind. You can get somewhere and decide, okay, I think I want to be in Florida for a month. Right. And then you get there and you think, okay, I've had enough of Florida. Maybe I can go over to the Bahamas. For me, it's really about a feeling. It's about, my husband, it kind of drives him crazy. He usually travels with me, but it's like, okay, where do I want to go? And I listen, like where spirit, God wants to send me. And then it's like, okay, really? Mexico for a month? And this just came out of a question, KeeKee, what are you going to do for your birthday? And it's like, what am I going to do for my birthday? And I want to learn the language. So I'm going down there. So get this, I'm going down there specifically, Leslie. I picked a month because I wanted to be immersed in the culture, and I wanted to be forced to learn the language. However, do you know that I'm scared to go down there because I don't know the language?
Face your fears. Head on, KeeKee. That's awesome.
So I set a goal, and then it just happens. But yeah, for me, it really is like my husband wanted to be in Oklahoma with his family for Christmas. So I set up shop in Oklahoma. You get this laptop and a phone. I can work from anywhere. Today, let me tell you what I had to do to get on our call today, because I didn't want to be on the boat. I wanted to be out because it's so beautiful in San Diego right now. I'm sorry that you're seeing snow.
You know what? My parents used to live in San Diego, and that's a place I've always wanted to go.
Oh, you should totally come see me.
I will. I'll put that on my 7-year plan. Do I have to wait 7 years?
No, you don't. You can come
5
see
years?
me anytime. And we'll set up shop and work together.
All right.
I'll show you live and in church what we do, what happens. So, okay. Awesome. So we talked about my greatest fear, like being in places where I'm unfamiliar with. However, that's how I thrive. But for you, what would be your greatest fear, or what do you think it scares you about this lifestyle?
Well, you really embrace change. I don't.
Oh, okay.
So it's harder for me. I have lived in where I live now. I grew up in this town.
Oh, okay.
So I'm 51, and I've lived here almost all of my life. I mean, I was born in Virginia, but then I moved to New York when I was like 3. And yes, I moved to Albany when I first got married, but then we bought a house in the town I live in now, which is around the corner from my parents. They've subsequently died. And so, you know, I'm fearful of, I'm excited at the same time because I've lived here so long that I'm like, I need to explore the world. Now, I have done a lot of traveling. I've been overseas. I've been to Europe. I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to a lot of states in the US. But that was earlier in my first career where I was, you know,
more of a tourist,
going on sales trips. Well, yeah, but it was work related. And then I would hitch on a couple of days, and I just love that exploring, but I haven't done that in a long time. And so there is some fear of how am I going to meet people when I move to whatever location? How are my children going to respond? Like, are they going to be going through this thing where, I mean, I'm lucky. Because my parents passed away, they lived in the same house that I grew up in up until, you know, they passed away last year. And so I've had an attachment to my childhood home. If I were to move, my kids no longer have their childhood home. How is that going to affect them? Like, I worry about whether will it bother them at all? Will they even care? Will they be more excited to visit me in Florida than they will be, you know, just coming home?
Okay. So are you planning on nesting where you are? Sounds like you're a nester. So I imagine that you would keep the family home so that you'd always have somewhere to go back to. You don't have to, but I imagine that for you. So that maybe in the first year, you don't get rid of the family home. If you can handle both. And that's where you go back and you meet up with the kids for holidays, for birthdays, like when you want to come back and be like around your family. San Diego for me is a home base. It's where I come to like recharge, review, launch new stuff. This is where I'm like in my most creative zone. Now, my husband, he says that San Diego isn't his home base. He hasn't found it yet. He's thinking he's going to find it when we spend more time overseas. So you can always have a home base. So remember, I said my greatest value is freedom. This lifestyle for me is about freedom. So you have the freedom you can set it up any way you want. No one says you have to take that away from you and your family.
Yeah.
No one.
Well, that's true. And maybe it could be more of a gradual thing, whereas I get used to it over the next 5 years. Maybe it could take little trips where I'm gone for a week and then 2 weeks. And like all the snowbirds I know around here, it's like they start off and they'll be like, we're just going to go for 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're gone for 4 months. And So, but they're not. They're retired, and that's different for me, as I would still be working. And so definitely, you know, what the kids are going to think, and that is a fear. But then also meeting new people when I move to a new town. How do you do that? How do you, you know, I've never had been in that position where I don't know people.
Oh, okay. So in your town where you are now, you go to coffee shops and grocery stores. You don't talk to strangers?
Well, I guess I don't get into in-depth conversations with them, but I always smile. I say hi. We talk about the weather, whatever's going on. Yeah.
See, that's just the starter for meeting new people. I say coffee shops and grocery stores because I swear, that's where I meet most of the people at. And then the hotels, there's a hotel right behind the marina. So I come over here a lot. So the staff, they know me. Like you come when people look, and I come over here, and one of the greeters, she's like, hey, how are you? 2 of them give me hugs. And they wonder where I am when I'm gone. And I come back and I tell them, okay, I'm back. Where have you been? And then I just start conversations. And it's funny. I think I'm going to have to stop calling myself an introvert. Because I swear that I am. And I say that I'm a situational extrovert. So when I'm in different places, I'm forced to meet new people because I know that I can just sit back and be a hermit. So in the grocery store, that's where you meet them. Oh, another place is what I do. Like when I went down to Florida for 3 weeks last summer. So I found like women's groups, business groups on Facebook joined them. And then I did a
Oh.
couple meetups with people that were there, like sent messages to them. Like, I would love to meet up with you while I'm in town. I love bringing Facebook friends to life. I love bringing Facebook friends to life. So maybe you go where your Facebook friends are, you check out, like, I know Facebook has I haven't been able to figure out for a while how to find someone, like search my friends group by city.
Oh.
If they have that, I think they used to have it. I think maybe from stalkers and stuff, maybe they took it away. I know there's a reason, but I pay attention to when I know that I'm going to different cities, I pay attention to where people are from, because all of a sudden I swear they start. So I look and I'm like, okay, what city are you in? Especially the ones that I want to meet and that sound really interesting. I'm like, okay, what city are you in? So like, I know when I come back to New York, I got to look up Leslie. Yep. I got to look up Leslie. I got like 3 women in New York right now that I want to meet up with.
Awesome.
Right. So
put me on the list.
You're on the list now. See, so social media is where I find people to connect with, because, you know, some of them are already in your friends list. You've seen them, you know a little bit about them. And it's really about, okay, picking up a conversation live. And then if they're in that city, they connect you.
Yeah. I think Twitter, you could search by people near you tweeting in a certain radius. Or you can put in a criteria of the radius. I know they used to be able to do that. I haven't looked at that feature in a long time.
Ooh, so that would be a good way. So when you get ready to go, just connect with people before, or connect with them before you get there. Okay, I'm going to such and such. Who's there? Who in my friends list is here? Or where do you live? I'd really love to connect with you. So that's a good way to connect. Well,
and I like the idea of one-to-one, like, like you said, I also feel I'm a situational extrovert. That's really, I've used that term before actually, because it just, like, if I walk into a room of people I don't know, or even if I know one person, it makes me feel better, but still the 99 people that I don't know, I freeze, and I'm not good in that environment. That's where I really feel like I'm an introvert. But if I can connect I'm much better one-to-one.
Yes.
Or small groups of people that I feel comfortable with.
Me too. So that's what that means. We just direct where we network and where we go out and meet people. So I wouldn't normally pick a group that I may not go to the group meeting because I don't know anyone in the group, but I may find I'm okay. Everyone's going to know this now, but I sometimes stalk, you know, I stalk. So then I find the people that would be most interesting to me, or someone that I would really love to connect with. And then that's how I go. But I love one-to-one. It's so much more, people are real when you're face-to-face. There's no one else around. You can just be you. Yeah. No pretensions, no anything. Right. Let's just talk like we are now. I know. Okay. So the other question I have for you is, what, if you had to think of like your wildest dream when it comes to traveling and working, what would a wild dream day look like for you?
A day? Just a day?
Just a day.
Well, it's definitely going to involve water. Like, I would either be in the Caribbean or near an ocean or a lake. And I would love to, this isn't a day, but I would love to be able to just hop around so that, maybe in the summers, I'm in the Northeast on a lake. And then in the winter, I'm in, New York's winter, the winter months, I'm in the Caribbean. And just being able to just come into my computer, open it up, have set meetings with people, knowing, having a clear plan, like how, does it change?
No, Leslie.
Does it change any of the structure of your business when you become a digital nomad?
The structure for me that changes is time zones.
Oh.
I am really bad with time zones. Okay. Like when I'm in California, I can pretty much, okay, if you're in Colorado in that way, okay, you're an hour ahead of me. If you're in Chicago, you're 2 hours ahead of me. If you're in Michigan, you're 3 hours ahead of me. But I swear that central time, like that Chicago time, it confuses me no matter where I am. I get so confused. Like 2 hours, I can do 1 and 3. And I think it's because I have family in Colorado and I have family in Michigan. So that 1 and 3, because you put that 2 hour frame and I'm like, what time are we meeting again? Oh my God. And then
I've had that problem with clients. Yeah. It's like, oh, I thought we were meeting. No, that was Eastern time. That's Pacific time. And
right. So when I go outside, like, so when I was in Oklahoma, I was on Central Time, the time that like,
the
okay,
nowhere
now
time.
the nowhere time to me. So I was in that time. I swear I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. I have it on my schedule for an hour from now. I'd write times down in Pacific, and they're supposed to be, like, oh my God, people help me. So yeah, other than that, for me, that's my most difficult thing. But my day pretty much still goes the same, no matter where I am. On Monday is a no contact day for me. It's a no contact day. It's the day I call Money Monday. So that's the day I do everything that has anything to do with bringing money into my business.
Oh, Money Monday. I've never heard of that. I like that. I have Fun Friday, but I need a Money Monday. Ooh, I'm writing that down.
Yes, I love Money Monday. So I know that's not a contact day. So then I just look at my schedule, and then I know that I'm good for calls on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, but I'm not any good no matter where I am after 2 o'clock.
Oh.
That's just because I know myself.
So you mean it's you're really on and have the most energy before 2 o'clock?
Right, before 2 o'clock. And I've been trying to rework that schedule, but then I thought, what? I'll just work with it. It works for me. I can schedule time around it. I'm not trying to work all day, every day. No way. So it works. So other than that, nothing really changes when I'm away. The location. So the first thing that I need to do when I get into a new place is figure out where I'm going to log on the internet. I don't think about anything else.
It's your Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. So I have a mobile hotspot. That's not a problem. However, I want to be able to just be on somewhere else and not use my hotspot. So anywhere where we are, I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I can't get onto Wi-Fi in the dwelling that I am sleeping in, and then I try to figure out, okay, where around me? Is there a Starbucks? Is there a McDonald's? Is there a library? I'll go to the library. I love the libraries because then if I see a book that I'm looking at, I can go and see if it's on their shelves.
Okay.
And I don't have to worry about buying a book. I can just read the book. So that's pretty cool. What else? I think the time zone and the scheduling is my biggest thing. But Wi-Fi, I have to find Wi-Fi. Else you can't work, right?
Right.
You cannot work without Wi-Fi.
So have you ever considered doing anything like a satellite Wi-Fi or anything like that? So, then you have to pay for it, but internet connection is the number one key ingredient to our
digital
businesses.
nomad, right?
Digital.
Yeah. Well, I've looked at all kinds of like different portable devices. And what I found is, and the last time I checked, and this was through, should I even say the company? One company. one company is that it was cheaper for me to just upgrade to their unlimited plan versus getting their mobile hotspot device. Because I was actually going to get less gigs buying it separately. I thought that don't make no sense. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I'm sorry. I said, okay. So then I just upgraded to the unlimited plan and it just works. And then the unlimited plan, it actually came with Mexico. So I can do it even goes out of the country. So I don't have to worry about going down there and getting a SIM card, which I know I'll probably have to do in Europe. I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Well, those are my son's done a lot of traveling abroad and, between, Facebook Messenger and the fact that you can video through there and and you just have to get into the Wi-Fi, but for the phone calls and stuff, or when he was not in Wi-Fi, the SIM cards are so inexpensive and you just stick it right in. You don't have to get the international plan on your phone. You just buy their SIM card and they sell them all over the place.
That's what I was thinking.
Airports and
That's what I was thinking. Wow, see, you're a help for me too.
So describe what kind of building you're in, like in order for you to be ready for this call, like, tell me what your day has been like so far today.
Okay, so I was starting to tell you that. So I decided I didn't want to be on the boat. So I thought, oh, I'm going to go to the library because I haven't been to this library. It's a quiet little quaint library. The bus ride home would have been nice because I could have went to the grocery store and everything. I had my husband drop me off. I get to the library, they don't open until 11:30. I have 2 interviews today. I would have been in the midst of the second one by the time they open. I thought, okay, well, take me back. So then I just came to the hotel. Well, let me tell you, if you're in the lobby at the hotel, there's free Wi-Fi. And I'm just going to show you and whoever else is listening. So I come over here to the hotel on the island, and this is the room I work in.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Right. And then, do you know, no one, when they see me in here, no one comes. So I have like my own little private conference room.
So you didn't have to rent that room or anything. You're just staying at that hotel. And
I am not even staying at the hotel. I'm staying at the marina behind the hotel.
Oh, you're staying at the marina. So in San Diego, then you don't own a home or anything there? Okay.
Just
so
the
you
boat.
just have your boat. So when you say your husband picked you up, how did he do that?
Well, with a car. He has a car. So the marina, it's like a parking lot, and then you walk down to where the docks are. So he came and he picks me up, and I'm thinking, okay, so I'll just go to the hotel. So I come over to the hotel. Well, this is the thing. Sometimes in some lobbies, this particular hotel, they have an hour limit. So you can log on, and it'll log you off and log you on every hour. Well, I thought, okay, that's not going to work for me, which is why I didn't want to come to the hotel in the first place. So I thought today, well, this is a special day. I'm going to go ask someone, how do I get this Wi-Fi not to be an hour? Is there a code that I can pay for? You know, you go to the Hilton, charge you like $15 at a Hilton to get onto their Wi-Fi. Well, at this hotel, she couldn't figure it out. So she hooks me up she calls a number, they send her to another number. And she puts me on the phone with this girl from technical support. Now, me and the girl at the front desk, we don't know what's going on at this point. Why does a woman at technical support want to talk to me? We just want to know how to make this woman pay for this internet today that she wants to use in excess of our hour for free. So technical support says, okay, she gets all this information off of my computer, and she gets my telephone number, calls me back. She says, okay, how long are you going to be there in the lobby today? I said, till about 1:00. Okay, well, I've already set you up. You're okay. It won't log you off.
No kidding. Wow. Cool.
So I said, wow, I just had to ask for what I needed.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
I'm not very good at that.
Yeah.
So
today it was a little
car,
much.
though, I'm confused about the car. So is this marina where basically your home is? So you have a car that you come and go from? Is that why that?
Yeah, so we're on an island. So then the car, our actual car, I made my husband get rid of 3 or 4 months ago because I didn't want to worry about the car when we were gone. So, but he works on cars, so he drove a client car home yesterday. But you drive onto the island just like you pull up into the marina just like it's a building. And then there's like this gate, a big old gate with a door. You have to have a key to get in, and you walk down. We call it the dock. You walk down, and then there's like a whole bunch of slips where like, I don't know, 50 to 100, maybe more boats are. But yeah, we can keep the car up there. But the reason I had them get rid of it, because when we went to Florida back in June or July, I want to think it was, we were there for 3 weeks. And the whole 3 weeks, I wondered what's going on with the car. Is anyone doing anything with the car?
That's what I was curious about, right? Is what happens when you go away? You have this car. Do you have to pay? Do you keep your slip? Is it a daily basis, or do you pay by year?
Monthly.
Oh, it's a monthly. Okay.
Keep it monthly. And then the car can just sit there. No one will bother it. But I mean, we're thinking about a car that it's just literally not moving or doing anything, collecting dust. And I don't even like to drive, Leslie. Let's just be honest. I love public transportation. And you could have never, 10 years ago, no way. I would have thought my life was over if I didn't have a car. Yeah. I mean, literally, I wouldn't go a day without a car. But now it's like, he's like, get rid of it. Yeah, get rid of it. I don't, why are we worried about a car? We drive it barely. I don't even want to drive it. I get upset when you ask me to drive it somewhere.
Uh-huh.
Like, just get rid of the car. So I think it was someone asked me that too. Someone else was trying to figure out what to do with their car, and I thought, oh, I guess I can't tell her to sell hers like I did mine. Everybody doesn't want to get rid of their cars, but
Yeah.
what I've done with this lifestyle is become a minimalist, and that has taken years. Okay, it's taking me years to just declutter, a life. When we moved to California from Colorado, we had a 4-bedroom house that we put into a storage, the things that we need. So that was the first, I call the first decluttering. And then like we were here for months, and then maybe 3 months after we got here, Cedric brought the storage, and it was like Christmas. I didn't even realize none of the stuff really had a lot of value. So this is like my first.
Miss it.
I didn't miss it. So then we got rid of like almost everything except like papers, little trinkets and stuff. But then we were in an apartment. Then we were in a 1-bedroom apartment. And then we decided honey, I don't want to sign another lease, because this one I thought, okay, we're really going to jump into this lifestyle. So we didn't sign another lease. We got another storage here in California for the stuff that I thought I was not going to be able to live without.
Yeah.
And we rented vacation rentals all up and down the coast.
Wow.
But I know it sounds cool, right? Do you know, now it sounds cool. Then when I was living it, everyone around me made me feel like I was homeless and that I was helpless and that this was like the worst thing that I could be doing. And to me, I'm like, okay, I'm in vacation rentals and hotels up the coast. I can walk to the beach. I mean, and I didn't pick any place that we could not literally walk. I couldn't get to the beach within 15-minute walk to the beach.
What do you think it was about it that made other people feel, because you just kept moving and moving. Like that's the whole point of being a digital nomad, is that, you keep experiencing places and people,
right?
And you're not tied to a home base, but did they feel threatened by that, or?
I don't know. Or I think it might have just been me not exactly like, I knew what I wanted. I didn't know what to call it. So maybe if I was, if I was equipped to know exactly what I was doing, I knew what I wanted. I knew there was no doubt about it. I was still doing my business. I was still having fun. But I think it was just not being able to clearly define it with them. And then what I have to remember is that I grew up, I'm the oldest one in the family. I always did what I was told. I did the get good grades in high school, go to college, get a nice job after. And oh my God, I mean, they should know that they got something to deal with when this girl quit. I quit a job in Michigan that was paying me at the time $28 an hour. That was back in 2003. And even the lady when I walked out of the office, was getting ready to walk out of the office that day, she was like, "Are you okay?"
Really? So what line of work were you in?
I was a sales support manager for SBC. So I could work at home. I think this is the job that messed me up. I could work at home. I didn't have to go in. I could still, and I was like, dang. And then I started hearing about people doing their own businesses. Like, really? I can do my own business. That's about the time I started crying in my cubicle, wondering there has to be a better way to take care of these kids.
Crying in my cubicle. I remember those days. I do not miss the cubicle.
Those cubicle cries are crucial. People just don't understand. But I think it was just the fact that I was this one who had it together. And then and maybe they looked up to me for having it together. So now it's like, she has nothing. I mean, and to me, I had everything.
Everything, yeah.
To me, I had everything. I mean, because I even had a girlfriend. This was like when I knew that I was in the right place. I had a girlfriend come out and visit me. We were still in the apartment then. And she was so distraught by our lifestyle. And this is the thing she kept saying is that, when you were in Colorado, you had a 4-bedroom house. You had nice cars. And I just want to pack you up and take you back to Colorado. And so you can start back over again. And she was crying. She was crying. And I looked at her and I thought, those are not my tears. She's not going to put that on me. And I thought, man, it's like, can no one not see that I'm happy?
Yeah.
I'm not depressed. I'm not crying over the things that I don't have. I'm sorry. I got rid of those things. They weren't taken from me. No
You
one
would
took
think
them.
she would have learned a lesson about what makes you really happy, and for her not to see that, that's interesting.
Yeah, it was a real sad place for me at that point,
Mm.
and that was just before we were getting ready to move out of the place and start going up and down the coast. It took my dad to say this one day. He said, you know, KeeKee, I used to worry about you. Now, honestly, I really did. He said, but then, you know, you always look happy. Every time I talk to you, you're happy. So I figured, hey, if she's happy, I'm happy. Thank you, Dad.
Oh,
Thank
wow.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I know this life is crazy. I know that everyone can't live this. I know when, like, I went to Michigan last year sometime, and we were staying with a girlfriend of mine. Her and her mom, they spoil me when I get to town. I have my own room. She takes off, she'll take me where I want to go. It's like we're spoiled. So then I wanted to I was leaving, I was in Kalamazoo. I was going to my grandmother's, which was like maybe 20 miles away, and I was going to stay for I don't know. This is how I travel. I only buy one-way tickets anytime I fly, because I don't know when I'm going to be ready to go. Honestly, I don't know when I'm going to be ready to go. And then so then she says, well, when are you coming back? I said, I don't know, maybe a couple days or so. And she said, I said, I'm not sure yet. And she asked me again. And so I said, okay, wait, so you need a date? She says, yes. I said, okay, so how do we work this out between me? I said, okay, so what do I need to do so that you know that I'm coming back? Do I need to give you like 24 to 48 hours? Because honestly, I can't tell you when. I'm going to come back when my uncle and my grandmother get on my nerves. It may be 3 days. It may be a week. I don't know. She says, yes. I said, okay. So I know that most people need dates, and they need times, and they need schedules. For me, my schedule comes in my work and in my play. So, and the rest just works itself out around that for me. When I work, when I play, and when I just don't want to do anything. It's like, okay, work, play, nothing. Work, play, nothing. It's not that complicated.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing. What a simple way of looking at life.
Yes.
So how did you get your husband on board with all of this? And what line of work has he been in?
Oh, okay. So he was in Colorado. He was snow removal at the airport. So then when he came, but he's always tinkered with, like, the man is a master mechanic. He can fix on cars, boats, and he was airplanes when he was in the Army. So he usually just works and stacks up he works when he wants. So when he knows that, okay, we're getting ready to go to Mexico. So he's like working. And he's like, okay, now you need anything done, you need to tell me before I leave, because we're leaving for a month. And literally he goes on vacation when we leave.
But how does he do that if he's working?
He's just stacks.
Work for a company, or they take him per diem, or what?
He works for himself. He has him and this guy have a little shop up in Oceanside where he'll send people, or if people need boats down here worked on, he's right down here. He can go and work on the boat. So he's just an independent contractor.
Wow, that's awesome.
And that just happened. Great. That just happened for him. And I used to, when we first got here, he was all like, I got to find a job. I was like, okay, but do what you want, hon. You can do whatever you want. You don't have to do something that you hate. And he did a couple things that he hated, and he'd come home and I'd be like, honey, what do you really want to do? Just do what you really want to do. We have no kids. It's just me and you. Do whatever you want to do. So he ended up with, I don't know how he found that guy down at yes, I do. At a grocery store, Leslie. We were talking, we were talking about something about our car at the time, and two guys walked up, and they had like their uniform said auto mechanic. I said, well, honey, you should ask them about your question. And from there, a good relationship was formed. And yeah, he can go up there anytime he wants. And then the guy, he has work that he needs Cedric to help him with. So he calls and he helps him with, and then he just stacks his cash and like, okay, when are you ready? We do the budget, like, okay, how much is it going to cost us to get here? Okay, what are we going to need? Okay. And then he just has to have his money, because he just, he's a man. He's a man. But it just happened that at first he didn't travel as much with me. Like, I'd be gone for 2 weeks and he'd stay in California.
Oh, okay.
And then one time I was gone for, like, when I came to New York in October, And I was gone. And then I went from New York. I was there a week. I went to Colorado, and I was going to be there for like 2 or 3 weeks. And then I was going to go to Arizona from there. Well, I flew him into Colorado. I was like, you got to come and go. He was like, what? He's like, well, honey. And so he's working. I was like, I need to see you. It's going to be another 2 weeks before we see each other again. That'll mean it'll be a month. You just need to come here for the weekend. And when I go to Arizona, you can go back to California.
Aww, nice.
So that happened. So we just work it out. We really just work it out. And he decides if he wants to go. If he doesn't, I do the wife thing. Like, I'd really like you to go. It'd really be nice. Or, honey, let's go on an adventure. So he's looking forward to Mexico. But I think I said the other day, honey, you got any fears about Mexico? You want to talk about it? He was like what? Like what? I said, like, I know that I'm going down there to learn the language, but I'm kind of tripping that I don't know the language. Like, when I get down, he's like, oh, nope, I'm okay. Oh. Now, do I think he's lying? Yes.
Yeah. He'll figure it out when he gets there. So what kind of financial preparation did you have to go through before you started doing this? Was there any pre-planning involved, and how do you figure it all out now?
The pre-planning was really deciding on the lifestyle we wanted to live. Like, okay, do I really need to book a 5-star hotel, or could a 3-star give me the experience? Now I'm really into Airbnbs and HomeAways. So that it's always about, okay, how much is it going to cost? Like this. Okay. So example, this month in Mexico, first find a place. Okay. How much is a place going to cost us on average? Okay. We know that we've spent some time in Mexico, right over the border here in Tijuana, because it takes us like maybe 15 minutes to get there from here. That's where I got my dental work done at yesterday. Just so quick to go over there. So we know that it doesn't cost us anything to eat. We'll probably if we spend $10 US a day eating, we may as well be eating Red Lobster every day.
What? $10 a day?
For both of us. Let me tell you, yesterday we went out to lunch. There were 5 of us. We went to breakfast. 5 of us ate. The bill was $36 with tip.
Oh my gosh, that seems impossible.
Mm-hmm. Right. So those things we know, and then he likes to cook. So, but I like the food down there. Tacos and tamales. I'm good all day.
So for Mexico, are you staying in one place the entire month?
Okay, that's another thing that we think about. My husband said yes. I gave that to him. I said, well, are we just going to go around? Because I would love to like start somewhere and then go. But then I know that I need to be there in some place a good amount of time so that I can learn the language and get build relationships with people. I like to go to places and know that these are people, like I'm going to find another family or someone that I can look forward to maybe seeing again or spending some more time with or keeping up with. Yeah. So we're going to stay one place, and we're still trying to narrow that place down.
You don't have it booked and you're leaving when?
On the 1st. I have plenty of time.
Oh my gosh. See, that just like,
I know, right? That's what drives everybody crazy about now I'm not going to say all digital nomads do their lives this way.
Well, but I'm impressed. I mean, I think it's great that you can do that. I would love to be able to get to that point where I'm so just free and not caught up in stuff and details and just trust that I'll be able to do it. So I'm very impressed.
Oh, so let me give you a book. So this book I think it's messing me up, but it's freeing me even more at the same time. Imagine it. It's called Tales of a Female Nomad. I think it's Rita something. But one thing, and this was back in the 90s when she was doing this traveling, but she talks about, she just gets on a plane and goes somewhere. And sometimes she meets someone on the plane, and then they gave her a suggestion. You need to go to this place and talk to this person. and then they'll get you somewhere to stay. Now I thought, dang, she was brave. Like you get on the plane and you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
But for her, she said she trusted it.
Well, when are you going to write your book, KeeKee?
You know, secretly, I've been thinking about starting it when I get to Mexico. I think this journey will be a good place to start it. I think it's like I bought journals just for Mexico, and I was thinking, you know, when I bought them, it's just like I think I should write a book. So we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I hope you do some Facebook Live or something while you're in each of these locations. Like, you know, we can follow the nomad journey of KeeKee. You know, I mean, how cool would that be? I'd be living vicariously through you, and I'd be watching the videos and be like, oh my God, look where she is now. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Can I challenge you to do that?
You can. You know, I'll take a challenge. Okay.
I want at least 3 Facebook Lives from you. Actually, if you're going for 4 weeks, I want 1 a week. Facebook
one
Live.
A week. Got it. 1 live a week.
Where are you gonna create a Facebook page? A business Facebook page for your Nomad business.
And
then I can watch it there. You can invite everybody.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
All right.
Challenge accepted. Well, I want to thank you for coming on here and talking to me, Leslie. This has been a joy. But before we finish, I want you to tell our audience where they can find you.
Well, I'm in the middle of rebranding right now, but the best place to find me is on Twitter at leslietrosset.com. And that's Trosset with 1 T on the end, Trosset. And I do a lot of tweeting there. So yeah, I'd love to connect with you. And thank you, KeeKee. This is, you've expanded my thinking, because if I start planting this seed now, and I, you know, and even, I think you said to me last week, even before we met, is that I don't have to wait for 5 years until my son graduates to start thinking about this and actually start implementing it now, just in smaller chunks, right? That feel manageable.
Spring break, summer break.
Yeah.
Christmas
thinking about
break.
Myrtle Beach for spring break. So maybe that'll be our first,
your first go around.
Yeah.
Like your trial session. It doesn't have to be anything big, you know, maybe hook up with one of your Facebook or Twitter friends while you're there, and all of a sudden you're in business. Awesome. Thank you so much, Leslie.
Thank you,
I
KeeKee.
appreciate you.
All right. Keep in touch.
Yes, I will. And thank you everyone for being here. We love you. We hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.